Are you thinking about buying real estate in Las Vegas? Whether you're a first-time investor or a seasoned pro, there are some huge red flags that some people don't even see coming. Real estate is hyper-local, which means what works in one city might be a nightmare in another. And here in Las Vegas, we have some traps that you should watch out for. Stick around to the end, and I'm going to share one tip that most investors always overlook when buying real estate in Las Vegas. Multiple homeowners insurance claims. Here's the deal. Insurance companies pull the last 5-year history on any property. If it's one claim, usually not a big deal. However, if there are multiple claims and it's over the same issue, such as a plumbing leak, your insurance premium can skyrocket, or even worse, you might be refused coverage completely. As an investor, your margins are already razor thin. If you have an additional bloated insurance bill, it could definitely turn your deal into a money pit. So make sure to check your claims history before your due diligence period and get a quote on homeowners insurance before then too. Near AMH properties. I'm not anti-REIT or private equity. They do provide a solution for our housing shortage. However, they will always compete with private investors and they rarely add value to a neighborhood. When I buy an investment property, I usually avoid buying anything within a quarter-mile distance to an AMH community. They can hurt both rental income and resale potential, especially if you're just a regular retail investor. The nicest home in the neighborhood. This is a classic real estate investor principle. However, it rings especially true in Las Vegas. If a property is upgraded way more than the surrounding areas, such as imported tiles, raised ceiling heights, and luxury finishes, it will sit on the market longer than the rest of the homes in the community because the neighborhood comps don't support its value. I recently toured a home where the upgrades were incredible. However, it sat on the market for 200 days because the neighborhood comps didn't support the asking price. So don't upgrade too much according to your neighborhood. 55 plus communities. Vegas is a hot spot for retirees, and they might be tempting to find these 55 plus communities because the prices are affordable and they're in really desirable areas. But here's the catch. Your buyer pool is smaller due to the age restrictions. This means lower year-over-year appreciation and a smaller buyer pool when you're ready to sell. I actually think 55 plus communities are a great place if you're looking to do a fix and flip. So if you want more content on that, leave a comment below and I'll get to it in the next video. Home at the bottom of a hill. Las Vegas is basically engineered to flood fast. Our soil doesn't absorb water, our storms are really short and intense, and the surrounding mountains around Las Vegas basically act as a downward funnel. If your home sits at the bottom of a hill, basically all the rainfall collected from the houses above will funnel down towards yours. This can cause flash flooding, long-term property damage, and yes, really bad feng shui. I tell my clients if it rains during your home buying process is actually a really good sign. You should definitely stop by the property on a day that it rains or have your realtor go. You would be surprised how many homes are not graded correctly here in Las Vegas. And your home doesn't even need to be at a bottom of a hill. It could be at a top of a hill and your driveway isn't graded correctly so the water flows towards the home. So always make sure to stop by a property if it rains to make sure your lot is graded correctly to avoid any sort of long-term property damage. If you're investing in Las Vegas real estate, don't get caught off guard. I'm Shauna, your investor specialist, and even if you aren't an investor and just want guidance on what will most likely be the most expensive purchase of your life, I love to help. You can find all my contact information at thethomasgrouplv.com. I'll be extension 9 and I'll see you in the next video.